Okay, Isaac, so like I said, this one is set up on a T pattern, not a J, so the difference is just right down here where you see where the transfer case attaches. So these rods look a little bit different than yours, but everything else is the same. So we're in neutral now. And then back here at the tower, sorry if it's shaky, but freehanding it. The tower looks kind of like this right here. There's a lower strap attachment. And then as you come over the top, like I was saying, some cases these two bolts here actually have to be put in upside down with the nut on the top. And you can also see that it's not always imperative that this line is straight compared to the other line. Sometimes they do stick out. That's not a problem either. The most important thing is these rods run parallel to the transmission, parallel to the frame, as you can see. So right now we're in neutral. We move the tower towards us and go up to go into reverse, down to go into first. You can see where the rods itself moves down here. It's harder to tell. That's the inside rod as you're reversing first. So there's first gear. And we come back up into neutral. You really shouldn't even have to push over. It just kind of falls, ready to go into second and third. So this stop, your forward stop, is actually for your 3 and 1 gear. So first and third is affected by this stop. You can see deep down in here where the bolt comes through. So this is just a jam nut, and this stop hits that little plate down in there. And then of course it finds neutral on its own. And then the stop for the other ones are going to be a little harder for me to show because of the bend in the shifter. But as you can see, your stop for, we're in second gear now, and this will be the stop for second back here found on the rear. Generally speaking, the adjustment inside the housing, it doesn't even take an adjustment because it's just a series of springs and cams. Now, the throw set screw is the only thing that I've ever seen cause an issue. This bolt that comes through here that basically controls the end detent here. As you can see, you may be able to see, there's just a small area here. I've seen people try to put washers in here or something to shim this. I don't know what they would be gaining, but regardless, you can tighten this down too much, even though this is a small, it's only like a 1/4 20. If you tighten it down too much, you know, maybe it pinches something in here. I don't know, but I really don't think it's going to affect anything you got going on there. So this surface here acts as a bushing inside, of course, and it should be the 2-3 shift there. As you can see, the outside rail. And then from neutral, we're going to go into reverse. There's first, second, third. So we're from third, of course it's going to find neutral, second, first, and then reverse. Now let me do the So back into neutral. This is going to be harder for me to do here. First gear, you can see the rear one goes forward, the front one doesn't move. Second, this one pulls back, and of course this goes back into the neutral position. Then third, this one goes forward, this one stays in neutral. So you can test even without the rods attached to the shift housing. You could, when you're in neutral, you can mechanically move this without the rods attached, of course, to pull your gear position. So you could, that would be second gear when it's pulled back, third gear when it's pushed forward, first gear, and then reverse would be pulling this one backwards. So just to give you an idea where the stops are set on this one, we're about 3/8 of an inch. This one's about 5/8 of an inch. This is the only thing you kind of set by feel. You know, you want to make sure it's positively engaged so you're not artificially stopping yourself from getting the gear. But as far as the binding, I feel like you were describing the binding coming from here. And as you can see, even with the lock pins, there's quite a bit of clearance. So hopefully you can see this. I'll try to steady my hand here. There's plenty of room here. Those are the only things that could actually bind. So see what you can find, let me know, and we'll go from there. Like I said, if it does turn out to be something, of course we'll make good on it, but this assembly is so simple. It's pretty rare to see them mess up. I mean, we've got them that have been in for 30 years, and when they do the rebuild on them, they're basically just really wanting a shiny new gear shift. Everything else is still fine. But let me know if something sticks out to you that I'm not seeing, or maybe you can take one and post back. Like I said, I'm going to post this and send you a link from YouTube, and hopefully it'll help. Thanks a lot.